Hey, what's up? Now, the time I'm making this video, there was a horrific attack in Paris, and before I begin this video, I just wanted to say condolences to all those involved and to all those who were affected and murdered. I really don't know what else to say. There's just too much hate in the world, too much of that. But I want to do something a little more positive to try and maybe lighten people's moods, I guess, or maybe just try and cheer people up. Do something fun to, I guess, add a little positivity to the world. That's one of the things I try and do with my channel. Do something a little positive. There are a couple times I've been negative, but most of the time it's positive stuff. So, with that said, this year marks the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker, exactly on Survivor Series, November 22nd. And this week on WWE Network is Undertaker Week with a bunch of specials dedicated to the man himself, the phenom, The Undertaker. And so I thought I'd do my part with that and make a 25-part Undertaker retrospective for every year he's been. No, I'm not going to do that. I swear I'm not going to do that. I did something crazy like that last year, but I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to do something else. So, The Undertaker has been in many, many matches. Some of them have been not that good. Some of them have been okay. And some of them have been great matches. And so, I want to talk about my favorite matches. So, this is my top 15 Undertaker matches. Here's how we're going to do this. Part 1 and 2 will come out this Monday. Let me see, that would be that doesn't matter what day it is, it does it. So coming out Monday, and then part 3 will come out on the Thursday. So I'll give you a couple of days to wonder what the top 5 are going to be. So, that said, here we go. Top 15 Undertaker matches. Number 15 is the original Survivor Series match in 1990 where he made his debut. Like I said in my retrospective, I was looking forward to the match, wondering who the mystery partner was going to be. They had the posters at my pop's work with the $1 million team and the mystery partner. And when it came out, and I was just, wow, who is this? And I was just shocked and amazed. And then he just eliminates 2 people real quickly in that match before being counted out while fighting the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. It's the match that brought him into the WWE, and is the match that no matter what I had to put on this list, even though, yeah, I mean, it's not a one-on-one match, and it's not as good as some of the other matches in this list are going to be, but I had to put it on this list. I just had to. Number 14 on my list is when he fought himself. Yeah, the fake Undertaker, SummerSlam 1994. This is an interesting one. The build-up took months. That's the one thing that's missing for a lot of storylines is the build-up, the months of storyline build-up. It all started when The Undertaker disappeared after a match that may or may not be on this list earlier that year. And there were signs of, the Undertaker sightings here and there. And then Ted DiBiase, who introduced the world to The Undertaker in 1990, saying, I will bring back The Undertaker. And Paul, that's not my Undertaker. It's not a good impersonation of Paul Bearer, but the best I got. But so he said he was going to bring back the real Undertaker at SummerSlam in one of the best intros. Man, that introduction, that whole it was cinematic the way that he came back. It was pretty damn awesome, I gotta say. And what's funny is the build-up, like I said, because they brought in Leslie Nielsen playing Frank Drebin from the Naked Gun movies. If you don't, for the younger people watching this, if you don't know who Leslie Nielsen is or don't know the Naked Gun movies, ask your dad. He'll know it. Or ask your uncle. He'll probably know it better than your dad. So, with that said, the match was pretty slow, and if you're a technical wrestling purist, you're not gonna like it. But to me, it was really cool to see Undertaker back, and it was really fun the way that whole build-up happened, the great intro, and even the ending, how it all ended in the pay-per-view. That was really cool. I really liked that. So, number 13 on my list is versus Jeff Hardy on a Raw in 2002 when The Undertaker was the undisputed champion. He faced Jeff Hardy in a ladder match. And it's an interesting match because it really put Jeff Hardy as a legitimate singles wrestler, even though he didn't win the title from The Undertaker. Sorry about that. Stupid cars. So, even though Jeff Hardy didn't win the match, he was still propelled forward from that experience, showing, hey, this kid is, he really was a kid when he started. This guy has really come forward and now can be established as a legitimate singles wrestler. And the match itself is pretty interesting because Undertaker really helps him propel him forward. Even makes you for a moment think that Jeff Hardy really could become the undisputed champion in that match. And then, even though The Undertaker started the match as a villain, as an antagonist, by the end, having given Jeff Hardy his respect, The Undertaker kind of the crowd turned and said, no, Undertaker can't be the villain, he can't be the antagonist, and they cheered for him again, and from then on he was never the antagonist again. So, fun match, and interestingly enough, the only match on this list that is from The Undertaker's time as the American Badass in his biker persona. I was not really a fan of his biker persona, but I really like this match. Number 12 on my list is versus Randy Orton. Yes, Randy Orton, but which one? That would have to be WrestleMania 21. There are going to be a lot of WrestleMania matches on this list, let's be honest here. Some of Undertaker's best matches were at WrestleMania, and this is one of them against Randy Orton, the Legend Killer as he was known back then. The setup for this match was really cool. I really liked it. It was the first time we saw the countdown and also really talking about the streak itself as a living thing in a sense, with the countdown from 12 to 0 and then using that 0 to spell Orton. It was really cool, the setup for the match, and then the match itself was a lot of fun to watch. You know, Randy Orton who was already a world champion at this point, really helped solidify himself, or re-solidify himself, I should say, as a good villain. And the way he does that in this rivalry with The Undertaker, and there was a really cool counter from the chokeslam. I'm not going to spoil what it is if you haven't seen the match. Go watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good match, and the way it ends was pretty cool, I gotta say. So, number 11 on my list is Bret Hart at SummerSlam 1996. Yes, one of Undertaker's reigns as WWE Champion, starting from WrestleMania 13 until SummerSlam 1996. Now, this one was interesting. Sorry, not 1996. Sorry, 1997. I'm a historian here, right? I'm making this wrong. 1997 Bret Hart match is a lot more technical than some of his other matches are. I mean, people don't think Undertaker is a good technical wrestler, but he is able to work with Bret Hart, who is one of the best technical wrestlers that I have seen my time watching wrestling. A lot of fun to watch, and there was an interesting dichotomy with Shawn Michaels being in the match and the chemistry if Shawn Michaels didn't call this one fair and square down the middle, he won't wrestle in America anymore, and if Bret Hart loses the match, he can't wrestle in America anymore. This is during Bret Hart's anti-America persona, which was done pretty well, especially when he had the rest of the Hart family with him and Brian Pillman. So this match was pretty cool to watch. The ending sets up a great rivalry between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, and the match may or may not be on this list later on, but it's a cool match. Really should be checked out. I don't think a lot of people, when they think of Undertaker matches, they think of this match, which I think you should. It's a fun match, a good match, I gotta say. And the storyline behind it, the setup was done very well, I thought. So, That's part one of my list. Trying to put a little positivity out there and, make people not forget, but maybe cheer them up, and hopefully numb the pain of what's been going on lately. So this is all I can do, I guess. So until then, till next time, part 2. Let me ask, what's your favorite Undertaker entrance? Not the match itself, just the entrance. Like I said, SummerSlam '94 had one of my favorite entrances. What's your favorite entrance? So until part 2, later.